good with y'all? It's your boy Nick back with another video. As you see by the title, we are going to be reacting to the top 15 best moves of the offseason. Y'all know I wasn't posting any videos the whole entire offseason, so I'm going to be seeing what type of moves went on during the offseason. And yeah, before we get into it, make sure you like and subscribe. Comment down below what other videos y'all want me to post. And yeah, let's get into it. Now, I already know some of the news, but I'm gonna just give y'all.
We're now here in August, and most of the big moves of the NBA offseason have already happened. There's still a couple moves to be made, but for today's video, I wanted to give you guys the 15 best moves this offseason, in my opinion. And this could be throughout the draft, free agency, or the trade market. And sometimes it could be head coaches as well, but I don't think I'm going to put Mike Brown or Jordan Ott in this. Day back in June, pretty much the first move to happen in the offseason, and it was a big one. Orlando hasn't had a top 20 team in terms.
I feel like that was a decent move. I feel like they shortened down the offense. On their defense, but they could build more offense with him being on the team. And yeah, the East is pretty weak, so they could be a top 16
of offensive rating since 2012. They were the worst three-point shooting team in the league last year, and one of the worst of the 2020s were the 2025 Orlando Magic. They needed shooting this offseason, and they went out and traded for maybe one of the best shooting guards in the NBA. You could just rely on game runs, carried most of the Orlando Magic workload, but both of them were banged up, as well as Jalen Suggs was banged up last year constantly, or better from 3 in 2020. 42% of Desmond gave up as well, and the most swap worse between Phoenix and Washington, which could definitely be a top 10 pick in the draft. They gave up their 2028 and 2030 unprotected P, who was their core center season, and with the championship type move. And yes, I do like the Kristaps Porzingis trade, but there is some risk to that. And I like the draft pick of Asa Newell, but my favorite.
I'm finally happy to say I'm an Atlanta Hawks fan.
And I think the best Atlanta Hawks move this offseason.
Kill Alexander Walker. We got a good rookie. We got a good solid team. I feel like all we need to do left is sign Trae Young to extension, and that's really it. We could make a conference finals run this season. I feel like they got a perfect lineup built around Trae Young, and this is the first time Trae Young will have a center that's like spacing the floor for him. So I feel like that was a pretty good move this offseason by the Hawks.
And getting to kill Alexander Walker from the Minnesota Timberwolves for basically nothing, right? They used their mid-level exception and the trade exception they got from the DeJounte Murray trade a year ago to basically do a second-round swap to get Naw to Atlanta. And I love what Atlanta is doing around Trae Young. They did it when they acquired Dyson Daniels. They have Zachary Sachet, Jalen Johnson, and now Nickeil Alexander Walker. These elite defenders that can guard multiple positions, that could be elite point of attack defender. Walker has put 4 and 2025 with them on perfect kill. Okay, to be honest, storylines, and that's why I think it's one of the best moves this offseason. Basketball sense, but honestly, why not? I think it's one of the best storylines, and that's why I think it's one of the best moves this offseason. Damian Lillard reuniting with the Portland Trailblazers. So it was a major shocker when the Milwaukee Bucks stretched and waived Damian Lillard this offseason to have the cap space to go out and sign Miles Turner. And Damian Lillard, who's most likely going to miss all of the 2026 season, was free to sign with any team he wanted to. So we can go to a contender like the Golden State Warriors, the Boston Celtics, the Houston Rockets. No, he's going back to the team that drafted him in 2012, the Portland Trailblazers. Now, who knows how Damian Lillard is going to look like when he's going to be 36 years old at the start of the 2027.
I feel like that was the perfect place for him to go, especially be close to his family and all that, just to get healthy and stuff. That's a perfect location to go to. I feel like he's probably going to end his career there now. I doubt he's going anywhere else. So yeah, it was pretty good
Season, coming off a major Achilles injury. And Damian Lillard is going to be making $14 million next year just from the Portland Trailblazers to rehab this Achilles injury. He's on the books for $13 million in 2027 and a player option of $14 million in 2028. But he's going to be in that locker room. He's going to be around the young guys like Denny Avdia, Tumani Kamara, Shaedon Sharpe, Donovan Clingan, and most importantly, Scoot Henderson. Now, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I feel like that can help the team develop.
Sure, if Damian Lillard is going to be a little bit of a roadblock for Scoot Henderson to get 30-plus minutes a night and definitely going to outbring a lot of Drew Lillard. Well, the LA Clippers were also able to reap the benefit.
The old man Clippers. their team is old. They got John Collins. They got who else did they get? Chris Paul's back on the team. Their team is just old.
Dame and Drew all in a year from now. So the Portland Trailblazers were able to reap the benefits of the Milwaukee Bucks waiving Damian Lillard, while the LA Clippers were also able to reap the benefits of the Phoenix Suns waiving and stretching.
Oh, and Bradley Beal.
Hey, this is Brett. Capturing.
Yeah, them getting
Bradley Beal for a 2-year.
I feel like it's a decent move, but you just gotta see how he plays with the team. In Phoenix, he didn't play that good coming off the bench. So we just gotta see how
Deal worth $11 million with a player option in 2027 has to be one of the best bang for your bucks this offseason, because people were out on Bradley Beal, and I get it, right? He was way overpaid last year, one of the highest paid players in the league, making over $50 million.
Now, if the Clippers didn't trade Norman Powell to Miami, I feel like Bradley Beal should have went to Miami. But I know he said he wanted to stay closer to the West Coast, so
$1 with the no trade clause. And if you're getting paid that much money, you better be one of the 20 best players in the NBA, and he just wasn't that anymore. He played 106 out of 164 possible regular season games over the last 2 years with Phoenix. So is Bradley Beal worth it at $50+ million? No. Is Bradley Beal worth it at $6 million? Oh yeah, 100%. He's still somebody that's basically going to be the Norman Powell replacement in Los Angeles. He's 32 years old. He fits right.
That's a perfect replacement for Norman Powell. I ain't gonna lie. But it all depends on how he plays. I mean, he's not that old, but you know,
on that timeline for the LA Clippers, and I think this is a massive pickup for them because they were able to trade Norman Powell for John Collins. Leonard, if one of those guys is out during the regular season, one of the best moves as well. Norman Powell just had the best.
Norman Powell going to Miami, I feel like that's a good move. They added another shooter to the team other than Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero. I feel like he could play good. He could be one of the key players to Miami's offense, and we'll just see how Miami plays.
Last year of his career as a 31-year-old in 2025, averaging 22 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, over a steal a night, and shot 48% from the field, 41% from 3, and 80% from the free throw line, and could have won Most Improved Player as a 31-year-old if he ended up playing over 65. He went to the Detroit Pistons. We know Jimmy Bendham. Maybe we would have felt that vibe a little bit in Los Angeles, and maybe they can get just as good of a year from Norman Powell that he had in 2025, but in 2026 in a weaker conference. I mean, I
feel like he could for sure make an all-star team, or he could make the all-star team. I don't think he made it this year.
Gotta have Cooper Flagg going to the Dallas Mavericks.
Now, Dallas, Cooper Flagg, that had to be rigged. It's no way Kyrie gets hurt, y'all trade Luka, and then y'all end up getting Cooper Flagg. It's no way. Yeah, I saw Cooper play in Summer League. Cooper's pretty good.
Mavericks in this video, right?
Especially when Kyrie come back.
They got the best prospect in the NBA draft. They had not very good odds to get the #1 overall pick, but we all saw Nico Harrison's vision, right? You know, just trade a generational global superstar and just upset the fan base, basically making you the most hated man in the state of Texas, but you knew you were going to get the #1 overall pick, right? Well, yeah, Cooper Flagg is going to be 18 years old on night 1 of the 2026 NBA season. He's around the same age of LeBron James when he debuted in the 2004 NBA season, and the Dallas Mavericks can make the playoffs next year 100%. They're going to get Kyrie Irving back in January or February. Hopefully he can look like 80% of what Kyrie did last year. Hopefully Anthony Davis can be healthy for this team, but they have
they got a loaded team. If all of them stay healthy, and if Kyrie come back healthy and good, playing at the same level, they could go to the finals, like for real. And if Cooper plays up to the hype that he's been hyped up to get,
ton of depth right now, and then getting somebody of Cooper Flagg who can be a very positive defender in his first year as a help defender, point of attack, post defender, playmaker in transition, while also getting the offensive upside of Cooper Flagg as well. This is a big addition for a Dallas Mavericks team that, like I said, could end up making the playoffs as a top 6 seed next year. We could stay on the topic of the NBA draft, and you can also mention Dylan Harper, Trey Johnson, and all those guys. I do love the Utah.
Now, Utah selected Ace Bailey. When Ace Bailey didn't even want to go to their team. Like, Danny Ainge did not even care how he felt. He was just like, you're going to play for my team. But I feel like it's a good move if him and his agent act right. He could play good in Utah. It's no one really playing in front of him. So yeah.
Utah Jazz getting Ace Bailey because they moved on from Jordan Clarkson. They bought him out. They ended up trading away John Collins for no major player coming back, and they traded away Colin Sexton. So there's going to be a ton of shooting opportunities for.
I forgot they got rid of Colin Sexton.
The new young guys in Utah, and Ace Bailey is exactly what the Utah Jazz needed. Somebody.
And then they got Walter Clayton. Hopefully I think he signed to a contract. He's pretty good.
With blue chip prospect upside, something they didn't really get in the last 2 drafts. And Ace Bailey does have superstar potential in this league. And maybe he never hits that, but at least he has that chance. And I'm glad they took a swing on somebody like Ace Bailey, even if he didn't want to get drafted by the Jazz. He's somebody that's 6'9" that can handle the ball like a guard. That's honestly an underrated defender as well. We'll be able to have the up Larry Nance Jr. to the Cleveland Cavaliers. We no longer
took Larry Nance from us, from the Hawks.
have to watch Tristan Thompson in the big man rotation in Cleveland. They have Evan Mobley. They have Jared Allen playing.
Lonzo is going to help them for sure, especially coming off the bench, being able to facilitate while Garland is sitting or Garland's injured. They're going to be pretty good this season.
Majority of the minutes, but Larry Nance Jr. I think is an underrated big man in this league.
Then Larry Nance coming off the bench, you know. What he did with Atlanta this season, he played amazing. Well, he played pretty good before he got injured shooting threes. I think this was the best shooting season that he has had in the past 5 years. Yeah, he was doing good for the Hawks. I'm gonna miss him, but he's going to do some good things for Cleveland for sure.
32 years old. He's a veteran that can also space the floor. He shot 44% from 3 last year in 24 games with the Hawks, shooting around 3 threes a night. And you can run some lineups with Evan Mobley at the 5 and Larry Nance of end of the minute. Didn't bring him back. Gershon returned to the NBA last season. And
New York, the Knicks. So I know they got Jordan Clarkson. I didn't know they signed this dude right here. I heard they trying to get Ben Simmons. They just gotta improve their bench a little more. They're just a solid team. They got all-stars, so they're going to be good for sure.
Had a career year. He was drafted by the Boston Celtics in the first round of the 24 Olympics for Team France.
Strength training now at a new level. Gym Monster 2 is an all-in-one design.
50% from the field, 38% from 3. Basically, to watch LeBron James play the center spot against the Minnesota Timberwolves in round number 1. I don't think he's as good as people will make him.
DeAndre Ayton. Them picking up DeAndre Ayton is pretty good. I feel like he just needed to stop being lazy. Like, he got to play better defense. But the Lakers finally got a center. Hopefully LeBron don't leave. And yeah, the Lakers going to be the Lakers this season. Luka got skinny. I saw that. So hopefully that makes him improve playing defense and help
out to be, but them getting DeAndre Ayton for $8 million Blazers, which was a little, obviously the number 1 over 2021 too. And he was not in a winning environment. What's players in the defense is going to be what Denver did this offseason, trading away.
Now Denver improved a lot this offseason. From trading away Michael Porter Jr. and then covering his whole salary with like 4 different players with Cam Johnson, Jonas Valanciunas, who else? Bruce Brown, Tim Hardaway Jr. They got that bench good. They got a center off the bench for when Jokic is sitting.
Michael Porter Jr. and a 2032 first round pick for Cam Johnson. Who cares about that 2032 first round pick? You have your team is good. Cam Johnson, and he's been a really good player last year, shooter, and go out and get young, aggressive, and got Cam Johnson. Because I could have definitely seen an alternate exception this offseason. So when he signed for about $9 million to the
Memphis did pretty good this offseason. I mean,
Memphis Grizzlies, I was a little bit shocked by that, but honestly, I think this is a very good contract for Memphis going forward. Now, they have a ton of point guards right now, right? Because you have Ja Morant, who's going to be playing over 35 minutes a night. You have Scottie Pippen Jr., who was a great breakout player last year. And now you have Ty Jerome, but he can also play the shooting guard position. And I know we struggled in the playoffs, but he was phenomenal throughout the
Ty Jerome was pretty good this season. I think he averaged 14.
Season, 43% from 3, finished 3rd in 6 man of the year, maybe should have won most improved player, averaged 12.5 points, 3.5 assists, and
he wasn't winning most improved over Dyson Daniels, who got robbed, by the way. He got robbed of defensive player of the year, but
Durant has had some injury history over the last few years, so Ty Jerome could be a great backup point guard for this team. He's making up 5.5% of the team's total cap space over the next 2 seasons. Yeah, this is a great bang for your buck deal for Memphis. The 13th move we're going to talk about, the Houston Rockets bringing back Steven Adams on a...
Now, Houston getting Kevin Durant, they're a contender for sure. Bringing back Steven Adams, that's a good move. I don't know who
3-year deal. I thought there was a chance Steven Adams could get more money on the open market, but he re-signed with the Houston Rockets.
That's for sure a good move by them.
Well before free agency started back in June, and we know how effective the double big lineups were in round number 1 against of a 32-95 defensive rating together. I want to talk about go hand in hand. The first one is when the Phoenix Suns traded away Kevin Durant. That's not the...
Now, Phoenix, I don't know what Phoenix is going for. They got more depth at the center, drafting a center and also trading for Mark Williams. They improved their depth at center, got a decent scorer in Jalen Green alongside Devin Booker and Dylan Brooks, who could play defense. I mean, they're just going through a rebuild. I would like to see them go out and get one of their first round picks.
The move I'm talking about, but them getting the 10th overall pick and got the best center in the NBA draft. I was very shocked when Kaman Mali...
I actually wanted him to come on. I wanted him to go to Atlanta, but...
somebody the Suns desperately needed fell to them at number 10. And there's going to be some growing pains with Kaman. I don't think he's fully NBA ready. He's still 18 years old. He only has a few years of basketball experience under his belt. But the Suns had one of the worst big man groups in the league draft, playing long term. Final move we're going to talk about, maybe save the best player for last, Kevin Durant to the Houston Rockets. This was a...
Yeah, we already covered that right there. But yeah, those were the top 15 best moves by this YouTuber right here. Yeah, I feel like this offseason was good. Atlanta made amazing moves. Hopefully they go crazy this offseason. This season. Yeah, basketball comes back in 2 months. Yeah, just can't wait to watch basketball again. But hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. Comment down below some more video ideas that y'all want to see if y'all made it to the end of this video. I appreciate y'all. I'm out.